this issue, and we'll be getting to you very soon. We consider it extremely important that we follow the U.S. Constitution at all times, and this resolution is a symbolic statement to make that obligation clear. We have brought this resolution before City Council today in part due to the extreme level of concern expressed by our citizens over legislation introduced during this past state session. We're seeking to declare our opposition to any current or future unconstitutional infringements upon our Second Amendment rights. We especially appreciate the members of our law enforcement community who are here today to make comments. Before we get to comments, I would ask that Mayor Pro Tem Eddie Rodriguez read the resolution.
Resolution number 2019-09. A resolution declaring the City of Carlsbad Second Amendment sanctuary city. Whereas the City of Carlsbad City Council met in a special meeting on March 21st, 2019 at 4 p.m. at 114 South Pellegrino, Carlsbad, New Mexico. And whereas NMSA 1978, Section 3-18-1, 1965, provides that cities shall protect generally the property of municipality and its inhabitants, and to preserve peace and order in the municipality. And whereas the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, adopted in 1791 as part of the Bill of Rights, protects the inalienable and individual right of the people to keep and bear arms. And whereas the Supreme Court in the District of Columbia versus Heller, 554 U.S. 570, 2008, decision affirmed an individual's right to possess firearms unconnected with service in a militia for traditionally lawful purposes, such as self-defense within the home. And whereas the Supreme Court in McDonald versus Chicago, 561 U.S. 742 in 2010, affirmed that the right of an individual to keep and bear arms, as protected under the Second Amendment, is incorporated by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment against the states. The city passed, signed, approved, and adopted this 21st day of March 2019.
Thank you. We will now begin taking comments from the public, and we'd ask the people to come up to the microphone one at a time. Start by introducing themselves, and then keep comments to 2 minutes, under 2 minutes. And we ask State Representative Jim Townsend to start it off, please. Yeah, and please sign in when you get up there.
Thank you, Mayor. I've signed in. I wish this was the petition that I'm proposing, and it will be very similar and just that easy when we get to that point. But to each and every one of you council members here today, I want you to know that the vast majority of New Mexicans support the issue that's before you today. It has been overwhelming. I personally, and through the Republican caucus, have received thousands of phone calls. But this is not a Republican issue. This isn't a Democrat issue. This is a rights issue. And I will tell you that across the board, New Mexicans strongly support issues as you're taking today, and preserving the Second Amendment rights across our land. I was privy to a IPRA request of over 17,000 phone call logs into the governor's office. And I will tell you that 96.2% of those oppose the gun bills that she was supporting. I will tell you that when 30 of 33 sheriffs across our land stand in support of issues like you're doing today and opposing SB 8 and similar issues, it speaks highly. When 28 of 33 counties come across and support issues as you are doing today, I would tell you it's time that New Mexico take note. And
A couple of things. First off, I fully support and I applaud you for bringing this forward. 28 of 33 counties have already passed this. I guess one repealed it because one person couldn't make up their mind, which is very disappointing. 30 of 33 sheriffs have opposed all of this anti-gun legislation. And we reached out. I personally walked up to the governor's office when I found out this stuff was going on, and I put my name, and I'm not just sheriff of Eddy County, and not that that's not good enough, but I'm also the president-elect of the New Mexico Association of Counties. You would think that the voice might be able to be heard a little bit when I go up and say, I'd really like to have a meeting with the governor. I'd like to settle some differences that apparently she has with us sheriffs, and she is assuming that us sheriffs have with her. I haven't gotten one phone call. I talked to a couple of senior staffers. I haven't been contacted once. Now, she chose to reach out and have this sitting in my chair when I came in here. That's offensive to me. You're talking about the highest elected law enforcement officials in this state have been summarily ignored. Not only have we been ignored, we have been called names, and we've been threatened. We've been threatened with capital outlay money. We've been threatened with trying to remove us from office. Good luck. Good luck. I don't think that Carlsbad and Ortiz are going to stand for me being removed from office. I'm pretty sure of that. This Senate Bill 8, I'm not saying, none of us are saying we're not going to enforce this. I don't enforce this. Just like I don't enforce immigration law that the Santa Fe is jumping up and down about. This is a federal program. This background checks are done by the federal government. I have nothing to do with it. So to tell me you're going to enforce this, well, how? What is my mechanism for enforcing it? Additionally, it says that it doesn't create a gun registry. The only way to enforce it is by having a gun registry. And I guarantee you that will be coming up in the next couple of years, is a gun registry. So I have a lot of issues with this. If we think that we can legislate the evil out of men and women's hearts, we're not going to do it. We need to look at mental health. That's what we need to be spending our money on. That's what we need to be spending our time on. Reforming mental health in the state of New Mexico and in the United States. If I want to take a gun away from someone, they're going to use a knife. They're going to use a fist. What did Cain kill Abel with? A rock. We're going to find a way to injure human beings as long as we don't address the root problem. And that is mental and behavioral health. We need to focus on that. And that's what I would have told the governor had she asked me. We could have made some fixes to some of these bills that they were bound and determined to pass that would have made them work out okay. But we weren't ever consulted. Look at Chicago, look at Washington, D.C. They have some of the strongest gun control measures in the United States. And their murder rates are through the roof. Their violent crime is through the roof. They can't control it. Albuquerque cannot control their crime rates. This is an urban versus a rural type thing going on here. This is Albuquerque and Santa Fe trying to dictate what they know nothing about. They know nothing about rural New Mexico, which is us. They cannot control their violent crime. We can. We do. Do we not, Chief? Yep. We worked real hard together to do that. So I don't know what to say about it, but what I do, it encourages me. This is a chance. You as are representing your constituents right now by bringing this up and talking about it. That's what I'm doing as sheriff. I guarantee you, I've had about zero backlash on anything I have said, and I've been very vocal about this. I think most people know that. But I've had so much support. And I guess I'm going to wear the title Rogue Sheriff pretty proudly because I guess that's what the majority of the sheriffs are.
Move to consider the approval of Resolution 2019-09, a resolution declaring the city of Carlsbad, New Mexico to be a second amendment section of the city.
Mayor, my pleasure to read the resolution, and I consider it my duty to move its approval.
We have a motion to approve, and a second. No further discussion, call for the vote.
Mr. Chavez,
Yes.
Mr. Carter,
Yes.
Mr. Estrada,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Shirley,
Yes.
Ms. Waters,
Yes.
Mr. Waltershay,
Yes.
Ms. Anaya Flores.
Yes.
Motion passed.